It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So good to have you on board with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here. Greg, you look at the marquee, and it's a lot of offensive stars here. I'm looking at the other side. Defenses better show up here if you want to walk out with a win.
Yeah, I think the burden, of course, lies on the players, particularly the players in the secondaries of both of these teams. They're going to have moments where they've got to win one-on-one, as you said, against some of the top offensive skill players in the league. But I also feel like there's a lot on the shoulders of this defensive coordinator. Can you change up coverages, change up looks, make it difficult pre- and post-snap, not only on these wide receivers and skill players, but also on the guy with the ball in his hand, calling the shots, playing quarterback.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee, and off we go on EA Sports. Here comes DJ Dallas on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Murray now on second down. He'll look middle and finds McBride as tight end. Third down, 3 to go. We'll try and run for this with Connor. And he's only going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3 plays, no first downs. Time for fourth down.
You spend all week developing your opening script. What are you going to do when you get the ball for the first time, Mike? Well, I promise you it wasn't go 3 and out and punt. But give credit to the defense. Nice job getting off the field here early. Get the ball back to your offense.
So on fourth down, it's Blake Gillikin to punt for Arizona. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But what he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further.
There's a short one taken in by Higbee. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Cup in motion. Now a second down throw for Stafford. Nakua snags it over the middle. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
On first down, it's Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. First carry here for Kyren Williams. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he'll be taken down.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On first down, right back to Williams. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Play action, Stafford. That's hauled in on the left by Nakua. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
That'll be taken in. It's DeMarcus Robinson. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Kupp brings it in left side. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need.
And he will score. Kyren Williams. Touchdown, Rams.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
The extra point from Cardi is good. And the Rams will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cards offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. First and 10. A tight end in motion now. On first down, the drive begins with Connor. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Murray. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
First down throw for Murray. Pass right side, that's Ryman. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Murray. That's to the right side. Caught by McBride. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll run it here, and it's Connor. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. James Conner. Touchdown, Arizona.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. He's got it, and the Cardinals will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Rams offense ready to take over for their second possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
They run over center with Williams. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. Cup in motion. Throwing on third down, Stafford. Here's a screen set up to Williams. Good pickup of 16 on that screen play and a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Here's first and 10. Cup in motion. On first and 10, Stafford. The open man is Nakua. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Stafford now on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Stafford now on third down. That's taken in by Higbee. A gain there of 15. Good for a Rams first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. To the air again, Stafford. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Injured player on the field, and that is Cooper Kupp. That is a player they cannot lose out of this lineup. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive, and here's 3rd and 4. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet in bounds. A big third down pickup for a first down.
It's just so impressive to see how good these guys are, especially the veterans, Mike. They've been out there a long time, a lot of experience. They know exactly where they are on the sideline, not only to secure this catch, but to be able to toe tap and drag that second foot. That's a big-time play by a big-time receiver.
In motion, it's Robinson. They'll run, it's Williams. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
This defense is able to get the hold here on first down, Mike, but they might have to do it 3 more times. I think if I'm this offense, I'm saying this is 4 down territory. I've got 3 more shots to gain 1 yard. Here you go.
Second down, it's Stafford. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Jordan Whittington. Touchdown, LA.
And this is where the threat of run just opens up everything else in your offense, especially when you have a premier back lined up behind center. And this is one of those cases where the defense is so worried about how do we stop this ground game. They don't have enough guys to account for everyone in the passing game, and results in an easy touchdown.
Cardi now to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Rams will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. DJ Dallas now to return, and he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense getting set to get back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. Room to run at the 40. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Connor. He'll manage only a couple. Christian Roseboom there on the tackle. Second down and 8. They'll go again here to Connor. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Murray. He's got his tight end. That's McBride. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
This is a give to Connor, running right. And he's going to be taken down.
Remember, Mike, he's already had a touchdown earlier in the first quarter, and at the way this game has started off, it looks like this defense is going to have their hands full stopping this guy.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. Here's a run. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Connor. And he'll get 3 yards here, down to the 2-yard line.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
3rd and goal. Murray. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Kyler Murray. Touchdown, Cardinals. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good, and the Cardinals will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece the score, as this one's away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Rams offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point, all even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Slot man in motion left. He'll get this out wide. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Stafford. They'll try to set up the screen here. He's got room past the 35. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. Knotted at 14 on the scoreboard. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The motion man is Nakua. Throwing again is Stafford. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They go play action with Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Third and long. Stafford to throw again. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Murray with a give to Conner. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson. Into space. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 75 yards. Touchdown, Arizona. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Cardinals have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This returnable from the 4. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Cup in motion. Stafford now to throw on 1st down. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Off play action. It's that. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Stafford. That is caught. It's Robinson. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. Stafford now on 1st down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Second down and 3. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Now a loose football. And it's recovered by one of his teammates.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
It's complete. He's got Kupp. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
He'll try the right side with Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
It's another run here for Williams. And he'll bring this inside the 30, a gain of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Dortch now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Cardinals offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now Murray keeping it himself. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. On the give, this is Connor. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
On first down, Murray. He'll look middle and finds McBride as tight end. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They go play action for Murray. He runs with it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Now Murray on first down. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Second and a yard. Working out of the gun, Murray taking off, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Rams have it. Talk about a big swing there. The offense was driving, had it in the red zone, looking to score. Not only does the defense stop them, Greg, they get the ball back, and they improve the field position with a nice fumble return.
And what a change of events. You find yourself defending your own side of the field, and next thing you know, you scoop. For a minute, it looked like there was going to be a score, but either way, after running out of gas, he sets his offense up in a great situation.
Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll work this out to the 23. Buda Baker active and making the tackle there. They face 2nd down and 7. On the play fake, here's Stafford. This one caught by Parkinson. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. In motion, it's Robinson. A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. There's a short one taken in by Higbee. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
A first down throw for Stafford. Over the middle, it's Kupp. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Second down, it's Stafford. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams cut the deficit down to 1.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Dortch now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll run with Connor. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in by Connor. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
And this will be a Cardinals first down as he gets this up to the 40-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Throwing now, Murray. We try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Darius Williams.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
The Rams offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll have more from Glendale after this. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Back to throw is Stafford. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Here's Ethan Evans now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Second down, Murray. This pass is caught by Greg Dortch. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
Murray now to throw on first down. That's left side, and that's the tight end, McBride.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Now a second down throw for Murray. He'll try to work the screen with Connor. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass. Here's a third down and 4. From the gun, it's Murray. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Murray's going to throw again. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
You can sense this defense. They're really starting to come alive. Last time out, they forced a turnover. Now they got their first sack of the day. These big plays start to steamroll, and you can just feel their confidence continue to build.
Cards going to signal for their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Back to throw is Murray. To the outside, complete. It's Wilson.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On third down, Murray. Right back to Wilson. He's got it again.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get about 5. So a very tight first half, a 1-point game here at the break. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. In the first half, the Cardinals did what they always do, and that's rely on their quarterback, Kyler Murray. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground. to help push his guys into the lead at the break.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A one-point game as quarter 3 begins. The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field, and he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. First and 10. And the drive begins with a run by Williams. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Williams. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. The home team's offense and Kyler Murray set to take over once again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Now Murray on first down. Quick slant into the hands of Wilson. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On the handoff, it's Connor. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. To throw is Murray. He's got his tight end. That's Ryman. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Wilson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
So, a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
A give, running right. It's Connor. Good blocking to the 15. And they finally get him down, but not before he brings it to the 4-yard line.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. Murray now off the bootleg.
1st and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
From the 1, 2nd and goal. Connor going to try to bull his way in. And he will take this one across into the end zone. James Conner. Touchdown, Arizona. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. His kick is good. And the Cardinals are going to open up the lead to 8. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. On play action, it's Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here. And there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
There's a short one taken in by Higbee.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On first down, the drive begins with Connor. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Christian Roseboom there on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, Murray. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
There was tight coverage all across the field. I think the quarterback thought he had the arm strength to fit this one into a pretty small window, but the defense wasn't having it. They were all over it, and I think the quarterback actually got away with one there.
From the shotgun, it's Murray. That ball caught. It's Zay Jones. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. They'll go right back to Connor. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line. They go play action for Murray. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
This is a give to Connor, running right. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Connor. Trying to avoid tacklers there, but the ball is out. And it looked like the Cardinals were quick to react and get on it, so no turnover. They keep the ball. A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of holds their breath. But they were able to take a little bit of an exhale as they saw that ball, fortunately for them, go out of bounds.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
We'll try and run for this with Connor. He's going nowhere. That call, not the right one. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, this is why the head coach makes the big bucks, Mike, to make decisions like that. I think at this point in the third quarter, you have a chance to really make a statement by coming away with 6. I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going for it on here on fourth down. I'm being aggressive.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll run for it, and it's Connor. And he's going to have a Cards first down and more. It'll wind up a gain of 5 on 4th and 2.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
They'll go again here to Connor. And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
They'll go again from the 3. It is 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. Now it's Murray. The pass rush gets home and he goes down.
These are the plays that drive a coach crazy. 3rd and goal. You put the ball into the hands of your quarterback and you trust them to make good decisions. But in this case, once there was nowhere to go with the ball, once all the throwing lanes were taken away, this ball needs to come out. You cannot take a sack and make 4th and goal that much more difficult.
So, 4th down, and the veteran Matt Prater on for the Cards. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Cardinals add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So, Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Williams. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Stafford now on 2nd down. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
2nd down, it's Stafford. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Throwing again is Stafford. He's got a man. That's Nakua, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds after a pickup of about 4, but that is enough to keep the drive alive. 1st down.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9. Setting up 2nd and short.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Off play action. It's Stafford. And that is incomplete. But now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Here's 1st and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. On 1st down, it's Stafford. Open man is Robinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is, if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Stafford to throw again. He gets this to the veteran tight end, Higbee. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. Dortch now to return it. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Cards offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball, and that's what he's done in this one. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Murray. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Big-time opportune sack there by the defense. Mike, they're right on the cusp of field goal range. You can't allow this to become a 2-possession ball game here in the fourth quarter. Massive 3rd down coming up here. See if they can get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Murray. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So, with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Rams offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They go play action with Stafford. He'll go right and find his running back.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Now a second down throw for Stafford. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Buda Baker.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
This offense and their running back heading back on the field. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. On the give, this is Connor. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Murray now on second down. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Running here is Connor. Finding room to the 20. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Throwing now, Murray on first down. A throw on the run is complete. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Now a second down throw for Murray. And the Cardinals are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. You're going to see if they can put this one out of reach. Just getting anything out of that one, I think, is a positive. It looked like he might have to throw it away early. Instead, he pulls it down. He winds up picking up a yard.
The ball a little closer now. It is second and goal. Murray. That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Michael Wilson. Touchdown, Cardinals. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Cardinals will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Rams offense ready to take over once more. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Pass caught right side by Higbee. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the gun, Stafford. Throw right side, hauled in by Cup. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Cup in motion. From the gun, here's Stafford. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. A shotgun snap to Stafford. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. They get 18 on that one. First down, L.A.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Stafford. Right side, complete to Nakua. And the Rams are looking at a 1st and goal as he's taken down at the 2-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the fourth quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
Well, after being stopped for no gain on 1st down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question, 2nd and goal from the 2, what do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till 3rd down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on 2nd and goal.
One more time for Williams. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
I typically like to see the play-action pass on the early downs, Mike. Now they find themselves on 3rd down. The defense is more prepared for the pass. They get stopped twice with the run. Do they go back to it a 3rd time and take their chances?
They'll try to run it with Williams. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He fumbled the football. The Cardinals have got it. He's to midfield. Still on the move.
For most of these defensive linemen, Mike, they go the entire season and never touch the ball. So when they get their shot, they try to take advantage of it, and that's exactly what this big guy did here. Doesn't quite take it all the way for a touchdown, but he sets his offense up in a great spot.
The Cardinals offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle, Connor. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Power run inside. Here's Connor. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This one will be from 37 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Back to throw, Stafford. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Stafford now on 1st down. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
To the air again, Stafford. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Stafford. That's to the sideline and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The Cardinals offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Murray with a give to Connor. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now a give running left. It's Connor. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Now Murray keeping it himself. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line.
Mike, I traditionally like zone read on 3rd down, but it's typically 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. I think at this distance, you're asking a lot out of your quarterback. And in this case, the defense does a nice job rallying, and they're able to force a 4th down.
So it's a win for the Cardinals. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win here in the desert for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.